China is officially creating their Yuan-based crude oil exchange. This is huge news globally, but the Western media is trying to downplay it. Let's see how it unfolds. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we're going to look at 3 topics, and let's begin with China. China ends their 25-year wait as Yuan oil futures to start trading. Officially, they're opening this up on March 26th. I think that this is very big news because it challenges the hegemony that the US has. This is very important as far as I'm concerned. You have dollar-denominated commodities, and if that changes, suddenly you have the monopoly threatened. That's the big news here. All I really wanted to cover from this, as well as this next article, was the fact that March 26th is the day. It was supposed to happen last year. Then they got delayed until the beginning of this year, and now they are saying officially they put a number on it, March 26th. So let's stay tuned for that. I don't want to cover any more of this. It's all basically speculation as far as I'm concerned. We'll see what happens on March 26th. Okay, switching gears. A decade of low bond yields pushed some of the most stability-minded investors to dabble in risky investments that deepened on markets being orderly. We're talking about here, of course, the VIX. You saw what happened with this crash in 2018. Very bad for many people, but it wasn't just those taking extreme risks. Check this out. We are talking about companies you would never expect it, okay? One of those here, Harvard University's endowment, the Employees Retirement System of the state of Hawaii, and the Illinois State University's retirement system. Pension funds are now dealing in this garbage. Why? Because they need to get that 7 or 8% return, and the only way to ever do that is to be able to go into these super risky bets. So they were getting into the VIX. They were trying to short it, trying to push that down further and further, and then it popped back in their face. Now, unfortunately, that wasn't a good situation, and the truth is that many people would just say, whatever, who cares? But pension funds are at risk. The whole market, of course, is at risk. There's a ripple effect. Don't think about the stocks going down. You have, let's say, Facebook stock, and you don't care about anything else. Let's say Visa or MasterCard stock, or some pharmaceutical stock, or something else, simply because they're not in the same sector as you. There is a ripple effect. Keep your eyes on it. You can see what happened last time. You can see what happened the time before. I assure you there's enough evidence to make you concerned. Right? Betting against fear. This is the number of bets against volatility measured by the CBOE Volatility Index held by asset managers, including pensions, endowments, and others. That should scare everybody. Over these past couple years, there's been that desire, that hunger for more and more risk. The appetite for risk continues to increase. Of course, that is very, very bad news. Now, while the VIX was basically in no man's land for a long period of time, it decided to skyrocket. But because everything is all of a sudden fine now, it's come down to a level that is, let's say, more reasonable, still high compared to where it was traveling basically for the longest period of time. And it seems to be coming down. Have no fear, everything is just fine. Here, basically on the left-hand side, it's just saying that, it's within this range here, but it has become more volatile. I think that this will just continue to go down as long as the market feels everything is just fine. Now let's switch gears yet again to Venezuela. Hyperinflation in Venezuela with the government printing money. Look at the monetary liquidity here, 160 trillion bolivars. 160 trillion bolivars, and that is as of January 26, 2018. We're looking at the official numbers here. Who knows what it really is? They probably don't even know themselves. This is a number from January 2017 up until basically the end of 2018. In 1 year, the currency is destroyed. And I don't blame the people. I didn't show this in this particular video. I probably won't. It's not pleasant. People just fleeing. Masses of people fleeing the nation all at once. And although there's not much better on the other side, I don't really blame them. Price of a carton of 30 eggs. This is a real economic indicator, okay? Look at that. Just so happens to be completely in line with their quantitative easing, their money printing, their central bank intervention. Just so happens. You print a lot of money, you push the prices up. And then what do? Well, you just keep increasing the minimum wage. Keep increasing the minimum wage. And what happens to the food prices? It escalates even higher and higher until everything is destroyed. Big mistakes are being made. The black market exchange rate. Scale is inverted to show the weakening bolivar. Lo and behold, absolutely worthless. Truly, absolutely worth. They put this number on it, 235,000 bolivars for $1. For $1. If they just had $1 US, imagine what they could buy today. If they had one little piece of gold or silver, what they would be able to get their hands on today. But a lot of people, they're struggling as it is. They didn't have enough money to afford that. So the economy got worse. The economy got worse. They couldn't afford this, so on. And they're just pushed into a corner. This is not good. And I'll just continue to cover it as time goes on and show you how this all goes down, how economies are destroyed, how currencies are destroyed. And we are watching one happen right before our very eyes. It is truly, to say the least, it's sad. That's all for this video. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. Last but not least, if you found this video informative, I know you'll find my books, The Money GPS, and my newer release, Global Economic Collapse, even more informative. You can actually flip through these books. If you go over to Amazon, there's a look inside feature. It's going to allow you to flip through the pages of these books to see if you like them. Take care.